Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today we are back once again in Roblox with Cruise Ship Simulator, because I'm going to keep doing this until we've gotten to actually explore all the ports. I want to be able to look at all the ships, etc., etc. Now, I have not bought the Icon of the Seas. I still stand by that. I'd like to do it. For me to, I'd either have to grind, which I don't have the time to do, because I buy the ships, and I have no problem buying the ships. It's still $200, guys. Because it's $20 for 50,000, and then I'd need 500. Sorry, for 50 million, I need 500 million, which is times 10. 20 times 10 is 200. I'm not going to spend $200 on a ship that I'm only going to use for a video. I will not make that money back. So you guys already saw it in the thumbnail, but we might as well make it a surprise. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome the beautiful Disney Dream. Now, I was not going to do another Disney ship. What is that rope? What is that rope doing? Where did you come from? Oh, no. Oh, no, I clicked wrong. Oh, no. Look at that. Look at this rope. Look at this rope. Oh, no. So I was not going to do this. I was actually going to do, I was thinking about doing Mardi Gras or doing the Freedom class or something. And then it kind of came to me. I was like, you know what? Actually, somebody had made a comment. And thank you to that subscriber for doing so. They said, they said Mardi Gras. That was their first one. And I was like, you know what? That seems like actually a really good one. I liked sailing with the Jubilee. Like, that was cool when we did that. Ooh, that's a good one. Look at Ella sticking out the front up there. That's so funny. Oh, I don't know which one of these I want to use. But they also had put, why don't you do the Disney Dream and do Transatlantic? Because, one, we said that we wanted to do Europe anyways, and two, we had already actually talked about the fact that the Disney Dream is actually going to do that real life this year. Because like next year, when the Disney Wish goes, we're going to be doing the Disney Wish again on the channel to actually do the Transatlantic Passage and everything in Virtual Sailor. So I said, you know what? This is our best way. Now, I have not been to the Europe part of this game. This sim have not been to Europe. I don't even know the ports that are over there. We're going to find out. We are going to leave from Port Canaveral here with the Disney Dream today. Then next time you see us, we're going to be stopping at Port Canaveral. I'm going to keep it the way that I kind of traveled across the Atlantic with the Disney Magic back in the day, where we went to Castaway first, just because I want to be able to fill up with supplies. I want to make sure that we have enough to be able to make the crossing. I assume we're going to. Just what I'm going to do. So I'll go to Castaway, and then we're going to cross the Atlantic, and together we're going to figure out what's on the other side. But today we are down here, up here, over here, around here in Port Canaveral, and I will say the Disney Dream is beautiful in sim, just like all the rest of the games. That's so funny that the Dream doesn't fit. Oh, God, it's so funny. They are so detailed. Like, look at that. That is beautiful. I'm going to share with you guys my hot take. I hate the design of the Disney Dream. I loved the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder since I first traveled with them in 2002. When these ships got announced, I was so excited for them. And when the first true renderings came out, I hated it. Giant amount of steel up here instead of having that completely open. Hate that. Does not look good. The ship itself looks tall and stocky. It's not long enough to meet the proportions. The Disney Wish, the Triton class, tracks better for size, in my personal opinion. They look more proportional. The Dream just looks stumpy. And even here, it looks great from there, and then you kind of look here, and it just looks stumpy. It doesn't look right. The superstructure just doesn't look right. Whether the bow isn't big enough or what it may be, I just never liked the designs. Now, I traveled with the Disney Dream back in the day. We took it in when did we get you, Ella? 2017. Actually, we took the Disney Dream, and there was some things that I liked about it, but majority I didn't like. When I went on the Wish, I loved it instantly. Still love the Wish. Treasure, Destiny, can't wait to go on the Destiny. That is my second favorite class of ships, is the bigger size. These just never did it for me. I just didn't like it. Now, I was debating whether we would actually do a ship tour now. And I've actually decided that we're not going to. I know. Actually, no. See, you can't trust what I say. I was originally going to have us go across the ocean, and we just stop out in the middle of the ocean and check it out. Yeah, I don't really think we need to cross the ocean and figure that out together. It'll be fine. So let's take a look around the Disney Dream. Now, there's a couple things that I want to point out that I know, okay? We're going to come over here. Did they build them in here? No. No, they did not. So, for those of you who don't know, is that okay, first off, that's awesome. The fact that you can put video in here. That's amazing. Too bad that's the fantasy, but that's fine. So, everybody knows that the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder on their forward funnel have their horns. The Disney Dream does not. For those of you who do not know, the Disney Dream does not have horns. They sound horns, but they are not horns. There are giant stacks of subwoofers up here and over here, as well as coned mics that travel around the outside of the funnel, giving the illusion of a horn. Which, I know, a lot of people are going to be like, what? Yeah, I know. For those of you who don't know, that is what it is. Let's see, actually, let's do it as noon. Nope. Can I not? Okay. There. Okay, so that's step number 1. And I hated that when I found that. I was so disappointed. I was standing right here, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. It doesn't echo. It is a lot harder for the sound waves from a speaker versus a horn to travel, which is why a horn is so significant. It needs to travel. So I don't like it for that. I didn't like the proportion of the funnels. They just seem, again, stumpy. I don't like this giant superstructure that's on the ship. I hate that it blocks out the funnel. I don't like the water slide on the Disney Magic, and I've said it before. I don't like it. It blocks out the iconic silhouette of the ship. Luckily, on this side, it's still there, which is kind of how they did the Wish. Which, I'm going to be honest, I didn't even really put it together now that's why I hated it. I knew that I didn't like it because I didn't like it cover the facade of the ship. But I didn't get why I was like okay with it being on the Wish and the Destiny and the Treasure. And that's because it doesn't block the funnel. Fascinating. Fascinating stuff. So let's take a little walk around, at least the things that I know or the things that I remember. Obviously, start forward. So this is the Teens Club. I never actually got a chance to see it. A very cool way of being able to look up, but I love what they did on the Wish, which allows you to be down here on yourself. Like, again, this is just such a cove that it feels so kind of closed in. You don't even get to see the water or anything. I think there was windows, or there's going to be windows at some point. Come up here. Let's see. What's the bridge look like? Ooh! Oh! Wait, what the heck? What's that? Okay. But hey, the bridge is detailed? Excuse me? And we can see out the windows? Okay, so we actually might be sailing it from inside, y'all. That is cool. There's just another body. That is cool. Okay, okay. Not for the real Disney Wish, but for this one. Then you've got the spa up here with the private jacuzzi. Sorry, I'm not really good with the free cam here. Then you've got there's another pool area. This wasn't exclusive. In here, in the cage it is, which is so freaking stupid. This is the little getaway for the people who spend all their money who have nothing else to do. Concierge, everybody. I hate it. Traveling on back, we've got the adult pool. I hated the adult pool. It was ridiculously small. And it was the main way to the elevators, instead of like on the Wish and the Magic, which were on the side over here, it is in the center. So you could be sitting here and have screaming toddlers coming through because the door was located there. Didn't like the position of the bar. Of the door and of the adult area. Then we come through. We got the snack stations. I don't even remember the food on the ship. We were here so quickly, and unfortunately, this is actually when Ella was a puppy, and I'd lost my last service dog. I believe it's actually out there as from the archives. Then we've got two pools, the Mickey and the Goofy pool. Yeah, the Mickey pool and the family pool, which I hate this layout of both sides. It just feels it's way too big and empty here, and it just needed to be utilized more. Again, another thing that they fixed with the Wish and the Wish class, which I'm excited to see what the ships are going to be when they start making them somewhere between the Magic and the Dream size. Very excited for what they're going to be doing. They've got 3 of those ships on the way. We've got the little Finding Nemo splash area. Oop, that's inside. Can't go this way. I don't think we could actually go back, right? That's how this one worked. I went right back into Cabana, which also messed with my head because like the funnels, it's not spread out enough. There is no room behind the second funnel. Man, I'm learning all kinds of stuff today. So if we really kept that superstructure so far forward on this funnel, if we had kept the same distance in the back, would have made a very long ship, like from funnel forward to funnel aft. If we kept that the same, it probably wouldn't look as frumpy in my personal opinion. But again, that's just my feelings on it. Of course, we've got the ever so amazing Mickey slide, the Aqua Duck, which was neat, but the Aqua Mouse is so much better. What else is here? Oh yeah, they even got Donald up there. Look at that. The detailing is unmatched, guys. It is just fantastic. Coming back here, I didn't even know this was here when we were here. I think we just walked right on by. I don't remember what we did the whole time. Basketball court, yes. The mini golf course, I do remember doing mini golf. A couple rounds of it. And then there's one thing I got to show you on the other side that I do remember. Ping pong. And if we come over here, in this room, and I don't even know if it's here anymore, in this room right here, was virtual sports. We spent a half an hour. We signed ourselves up for a half an hour to play this virtual sport thing. And essentially when we went in, and I had never seen it before, it was one of those indoor golf ranges where you hit it into like a target and the projector would track it. The 4 of us as a family played it. We laughed so hard we almost peed. We didn't even get close to finishing one round of golf. It was so hilarious. I'm going to assume up here is either a concierge or is a crew lounge. I don't actually know. We do have our firework launching location here, which I do believe as well. Did they have a singular shot on this side? No, I thought they did, though. I thought for the end of the show they fired one off from around the funnel, but maybe it's just not modeled, or maybe I'm just remembering wrong. I'll have to watch my own vlog from when we had done it. But again, a beautiful, spectacular ship. Back here where Cabanas was, that was another thing that I hated. Again, it just felt like the rear end of the ship got squanched in terms of design, because the elevators came up inside the restaurant, which was a pain. When people are eating, you're trying to get off of an elevator, you can't get through. Same thing on the flip side. And when you come up and the restaurant was empty, you'd be walking through an empty restaurant. It was just not my cup of tea, not the best designed. I really hated this design when it first came out. The hips where it's then cut in for the superstructure, which again, it's all about buoyancy and engineering instead of a flat end. I just don't like it. Now, where were we? We were, as far as I remember, okay. So, do you see this extra large room right here, okay? Forward, where it was like you had a door come out and it was extended this way, this huge balcony. Imagine that here, because this is actually what's here. This isn't 2 rooms, it's 1 door, and then there's no room there, and we had a huge balcony. We came out, and that was our balcony. We had a double balcony. We have no idea why. It's a coveted spot on the ship now. There's one in all 4 corners, and I just remember it was just spectacular. We had like a giant patio, and it was of course the one time where I didn't have a service dog with me, where I could have put the potty spot right out here. I could have put it right there, and it would have been so convenient. But Ella was too young to travel at this point. Service dogs need to be at least 9 months of age, and she was not yet. So this is the only time that I had gone in recent times of not having a service dog with me. Let's see. Oh, so sorry. Very tired. Just seeing if there's anything else for us to kind of see here. Ella's potty spot, if I remember correctly, was up here. Yeah, it was like built in here. It was like right around the corner before you got to like all the mooring locations and stuff like that. But overall, what a beautiful ship. Like really for in-game. But man, that the structure is going to bother me. Now that I've been able to sit with it in 3D like this. Oh god. You live and you learn, right, Disney? All right. Let's see what other bells and whistles we got here, okay? Let's see. Sound the horn so I at least know that my headphones are connected here. All right. Let's refuel. Let's load the passengers. Let's resupply. And, of course, you know us. We're going to have to check some stuff out. So we've got the lifeboats, okay? I don't want to pay for the helicopter. We're good. Sail away. Same as normal. Great. Make that go away, please. I know, I brought that up. Let me actually look at this. So, oops. There. And can we... Yeah! All right. Okay, so I can only kind of get up. I'm going to still float, unfortunately. But this actually could be a good way to get us out of here. Am I going to slide out the window? Yep. Just doing a bow thruster inspection here. We'll keep our butt here. But, ooh, we are going to be leaving from Port Canaveral, heading for Castaway. Let's take that out here. So Castaway's going to leave from here. And we're going to go here. And we're going to go here. We're going to go around Freeport. Here. And Castaway. And then from Castaway, we're going to go out to sea. So, not much more. Let's actually take a look here at something else. 23. Let's take a look at how she looks lit up. The blue lights, that is what I remember. Even my Disney Dream that I have in-game. I do keep the blue lights, so that's really cool. She's still looking beautiful and gorgeous, so good job. Good job, devs. Doing a fantastic job here. Let us get ourselves ready for a 4 o'clock sail away. Resupply. Get that down. And, of course, you know, look at all this we got, okay? We've got options. Again, listen, I'm going to play one. Now, to the untrained eye, people are going to be like, a horn! For anybody who's in the audio or just knows, that's a speaker. And it's a bummer. That's all I have to say. But let us get ready for a sail away here. Here, sail away party. I don't know. What do we want to get copywritten today? No, that's the fireworks. Yeah, let's do You're Welcome. I think. Let me see. Let's set sail. Is this going to be the song? Number drags me down. Tentatively. That sounds magical. Fire it up. Resupply. Let's get ready. Yeah, let's just so. Lines are clear. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the captain of the Disney Dream, letting you know that we're just about to set sail from Port Canaveral, and we're going to head to Castaway Cay before we head off for your European Disney vacation. Thrusters are a go. All right, so that's going. A little bit of mixture of both. definitely let them know we're going. And that is it. We are setting sail here with the beautiful Disney Dream from Port Canaveral, heading Europe bound for the very first time here on the channel. Very excited about this, actually. Which is so funny because in Virtual Sailor, very soon, we're actually going to be going to Europe. Not as extensive as we're going to be with the Disney Dream. There is a part of me, so I remember a long time ago when you would depart Disney, before it was like a big dance party, there was a band. Before there was a screen or anything on the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder, I know, I'm old. There was a band that actually played on the stage instead of like the pre-recorded dance with the characters and stuff. So, like I remember the dancers and playing like, hey, hey, baby, like the true dance and everything. Did you die? Did my headphones die? No, they're still going. Oh, it just cuts the audio. Interesting. Well, we're excited. We are setting sail from Port Canaveral for I'm going to say probably a 14-night voyage. 5 days at sea. Departure. Oh, excuse me. Castaway. So we're already at 7. We're guaranteed 7. But I'm assuming there's going to be probably a couple places like Barcelona, which is probably where we'll be ending it because I don't think there's a UK out there. Again, I don't really know. Wow, good shadow work too. Very, very nice. I'm going to speed it up to 6 knots now. But it's so funny. Of all places, I've sailed out of Port Canaveral the most. In Virtual Sailor, I've sailed out of Port Canaveral the most. Port Everglades is a close second. If not tied with Vancouver. But yeah, so this is going to be cool. This was a last-minute decision. I literally sat there. I was like, well, I'm not going to buy the icon. I'm not going to spend the money. Yeah, we can do a sail away from here. And I was like, well, I'm not going to have to spend the money because it's not worth it for me. I won't get that money back, in terms of investment. And I think I paid $10 for this one to unlock this ship. That's fine by me. I'm going to use it for this one video. These videos probably won't make me $10. I don't super care. $200 I'm a little bit more weary on. I realized last time we were here, I was teasing about a new ship being made. And I do forget about it from time to time because I'm an adult and have other unfortunate responsibilities from time to time. But I am just thinking about that right now. Oh my gosh. I need to stop yawning. And I'm kind of excited about it. Still got to get the truck simulator thing figured out, but oh well. You win some, you lose some. I'm out like $50 if that person doesn't return, but the ship commission I've actually done through Sim 3D, like the place that actually makes it all, like where Lucas sells his ships and stuff. My contract's via them. And if for some reason that went through, I would be out $800. But it is worth the money for this ship to be brought to life. And I'm very, very hopeful that in 6 to 9 months, that was the turnaround time, that it'll be done. I'm going to reach out to them in a couple days just to do a 1-month check-in, make sure that everybody still exists. Just because since it is a business transaction, if I wasn't satisfied, I could pull the funding, but I got a contract. I'm trusting them. Really, I just want to make sure that, yes, they still exist. Yes, they still acknowledge they're working on the project. The very basic things. Let's turn it up to 8 knots, even though it's not really 8 knots, just so we can get ourselves through and out. Beautiful. And of course, you know us, we are going to play all the horns and then some when we get up to Cocoa Beach, which is going to be right up here on the starboard side. This actually worked really well when I had the arrow matched up here. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I'm really excited to go Europe to see what they have for options here in this little game, this little sim, I should say. and I'm excited to do it in Virtual Sailor as well. I'm telling you, the next ship that is coming for Virtual Sailor, not the one that's coming this Friday. This Friday, the tease is more, I want us to all look at the ship together. We are not going to sail it, and you'll find out why when it comes out on Friday. But the next ship that will be sailing in a couple weeks, I really do look forward to, because we're going to be starting in the U.S., going to Europe, going to Northern Europe, and then coming back to the United States again. It's a round trip, a very long round trip, and I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be really neat. Let's see. Things I remember about Port Canaveral. Well, I remember when Port Canaveral was 1 terminal, 2 terminal, 3 terminal. Not 4 and 5, and working on 6 and 7. Yeah. I remember when it was 3, y'all. 3, and the casino that is always right here. I've been here where I've been able to sail past rocket boosters from the space shuttle program. I've sailed past SpaceX returnable rockets that have been hanging out prior. Just kind of cool, the things that you can see, you know, and I'd be like, man, I want to see more. Well, that would require cruising more, and my standards, God, my standards are pretty high because I want to go on Disney if I'm going to go on a cruise. Now, I've said it once and I've said it before. I would 100% go on other cruise ships with no problem if the airfare was cheaper. It's a biggie for me, unfortunately. It's just expensive. When you live in the northeast of the United States, you're kind of limited. It's either from New York, which goes to Bermuda, which I have no interest going to a port that's intentionally going to have just an overnight and then you come back. I don't want to go to Canada because Canada is my backyard. And once in a while you get lucky and there'll be one that goes down to the Bahamas. But on our wedding cruise, if you guys watched that video, which I believe is out here, yes it is, from the archives, you'll see that we were supposed to do a Bahamian cruise from New York and got rerouted to Canada because of our hurricane. So we've done that as well. We have left from Baltimore, though. We were on the Carnival Pride, the only time we've done a non-Disney ship at this point. And there's just been some cool stuff. Like, the Carnival Pride, it's only got a couple. And I think the Miracle's doing it as well, leaving from Baltimore. Because, again, it was a hop, skip, and a jump to fly there, and I could train there if I really wanted to. But it was really cool because the Carnival Pride and the Miracle are both doing they're not really one-offs, they're a little bit more than one-offs, but they are going to be traveling down to the Southern Caribbean and doing a 10-night from Baltimore, which just sounds pretty awesome, to be honest. All right, we are getting up here to where the fans usually are. We are going to get ourselves ready to play some horns. We'll go back down to 6 knots for this because we're going to do a smorgasbord.
May I have your attention, please? This is the officer of the watch speaking from the bridge. At the end of this announcement, we will be sounding.
Let's get down to like real speed here.
We recommend to our guests on the open decks to cover your ears.
Oh, you can tell that's a newer recording. It is a newer recording. That's for usually for Star Wars Day. The Imperial March was the original that was put on there. Now, I haven't heard this one in person, but we're going to click it anyways, and then we're going to save the rest for other things. We won't do New York, New York, New York. New York was played by the Disney Fantasy when it was christened in New York City. And then one more time. And just like that, all of the horns have been sounded, and we are just about to get out of the channel and start heading out to sea to start this amazing vacation here with the Disney Dream. We're going to be heading towards Castaway Cay for our first port of call before crossing the Atlantic and heading on our way to our European season. So very excited about it. Like it's so cool to be like, you're looking behind you and be like, we're not coming back here. We're going to Europe, baby. It's way the F that way. So it's going to be a good time. Let's get ourselves up to 12 knots now that we're out of the breakwater. And get ourselves slightly turning as well. And we'll start getting ourselves out to sea before we're getting ourselves to Castaway next, obviously. And then I'm excited. I'm really excited to pass the international date line. Now the question is, not the international date line, but the international line. Now the question is, do we make a video of just crossing the line, or do the crossing line and do this and do this and do this? Nobody will ever know exactly what we're going to do until we do it. Like I said, I was planning on doing a tour at another time. I was planning on doing a Carnival cruise. Here we are. And again, shout out to that subscriber who came up with this idea. Because really, it was me ranting about the icon and the price that it would be. And somebody was like, well, it was cheaper at some point. Well, it was, but it still would have come down to, let's see, 5, 10, 60 bucks? No, 20, 40, 60, 80, 120 bucks. So, wah. Like, it wasn't going to be worth it. It just wasn't going to be worth it, y'all. Now, shout out to Dagger-E8U on YouTube. Sorry if you didn't want to shout out. You shouldn't have recommended something if you didn't want to shout out. Let's see here. Yeah, just a guy out on YouTube with a cool logo on their page. The DAG is pretty cool. Channel doesn't have any content, but let's see. You can expect a bunch of... Well, they create it. Well, here. That's what I'll say, Daniel. Do the content. You say on your page, you know, talking about they want to hit 50 subs in a month or two, maybe. And they created this in 2024. No content yet. Daniel, make the content. Do the thing. I started it as a hobby. Still a hobby. Okay? And just doing it for the heck of it. And you watch my content. So I must have been doing something correct. So do the thing. Trust your instincts. Right now we're at 921,000 views. Getting close to 1 million. And we're well past 3,250 subscribers. That's all thanks to you guys. Because one day I decided, let's make the content. And then luckily I got lucky enough. People made more games about ships. Which is awesome. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. If you enjoy what you saw, we do try to get a video out here on the channel every single day. And I really do appreciate all the support you guys give. But with that, I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.